بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين نبينا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم فأما الإنسان إذا ما ابتلاه ربه فأكرمه ونعمه فيقول ربي أكرمن وأما إذا ما ابتلاه فقدر عليه رزقه فيقول ربي أهانن كلا بل لا تكرمون اليتيم ولا تحاضون على طعام المسكين وتأكلون التراث أكلا لما وتحبون المال حبا جما. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala continues in Surah Al-Fajr after taking the oaths, 5 different oaths. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala then makes mention with regards to the previous nations that came and they disobeyed Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala destroyed them, humiliated them. Inna rabbaka labil mirsad. Verily Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, your Lord is ever watchful over you. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is watching what is happening. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala then continues and states, فَأَمَّا الْإِنسَانِ. Then we have this human being, this insan. Some of the mufassirin state, it refers to the disbeliever. فَأَمَّا الْإِنسَانِ. In this context of the Quran. Some of the mufassirin state, it will refer to the disbeliever, but also it includes some of the believers. Some of the believers are included in this verse of the Quran. فَأَمَّا الْإِنسَانِ. As for insan, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, إِذَا مَبْتَلَاهُ رَبُّهُ فَأَكْرَمَهُ وَنَعَمَهُ. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tests him, فَأَكْرَمَهُ, and honors him, وَنَعَمَهُ, and showers him with bounties. So sometimes a person gets all different boons and bounties and life is going perfect and money is coming in and health is perfect and wealth is perfect and bounties upon bounties. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala calls this a test. This is a test from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. إِذَا مَبْتَلَاهُ. When we test the servant, the person should not only think that the test comes on a person when difficulty comes, when challenges come, when a person does not see his health that good and he does not see his wealth so prosperous, then that is a test. No, that's not only a test. The test from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is also when everything is going perfect. Because when things are going perfect, it is more easy for a person to slip. It's more easy for a person to leave the deen. It's more easy for a person to go in the disobedience of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then he starts claiming that these things are because of my know-how and because of my power and because I studied in this institution, in this university, and I got a top job in this company. So he starts attributing things to himself when everything is coming good. And he says, فَيَقُولُ رَبِّي أَكْرَمًا. That he says, my Rabb has honored me. And then on the flip side, the opposite side, وَأَمَّا إِذَا مَبْتَلَاهُ فَقَدَرَ عَلَيْهِ رِزْقًا. On the other side, when he is tested by his sustenance being decreased, Normally a person thinks that when his sustenance is decreased, then Allah is angry with him, or things are against him, or it is a problem for him. So he starts calling out and he says, فَيَقُولُ رَبِّي أَهَانًا. Oh, my Rabb has disgraced me. He starts calling this disgrace. What's disgrace to a human being? Disgrace to the regular human being is when he sees his sustenance being low. And the system that we live in the world today is exactly what Allah is speaking of in the Quran. It is not based on iman and amal. It is not based with a person's relationship to Allah or his distancing his relationship from Allah. The world we live in, what do they categorize a person? By giving him a red card. You go to the bank, they say, oh, you earn very little, we give you a red card. You earn a little more, we give you a gold card. You earn more, we give you a platinum card. You earn a very high amount, we give you a VIP treatment. And they categorize human beings. In the society we live now, they categorize human beings according to their financial standing. And this is how they categorize people. This is how they give out money. This is how they look at people. And people that earn less, or they do not have an earning, then they think it is a disgrace. But honestly, from the teaching of Quran and Hadith, the reality is, disgrace is a person who disobeys Allah. And honored is a person who obeys Allah. This is an honored person. Honor is not in money. Honor is not in things and in clothing or in the house. A person can be living the best life and earning the most amount of money, but in the sight of Allah, he's looked down and he has no value in the sight of Allah. So this is where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Kalla. The next verse Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala brings to emphasize this point, that it is not like how a human being thinks it to be, that when his money is taken away, then he is disgraced. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, on so many occasions, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam had nothing in his house. He was not disgraced because of having nothing. He was honored in the sight of Allah. Allah offered the mountains to become gold and silver and sapphires, and it will travel with him wherever he wants to go. But he declined the offer from the side of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and he said, I would like to live like how a slave lives. And on the other side we have people that were wealthy, the likes of Qarun, the likes of Fir'aun. They had all the money, but they were disgraced in the sight of Allah, although they had money. And Allah humiliated them and disgraced them, and they will be disgraced and humiliated until the day of Qiyamah, because it has nothing to do with the outside. A person getting money does not mean Allah is happy with him. And a person losing his money, it does not mean that Allah is displeased with him. Allah says, Kalla, balla tukrimun al-yatim. It is because they have not honored the yatim. So Allah starts speaking about good actions. A person needs to identify himself with these good actions. If he has these good actions in his life, he's not disgraced in the sight of Allah. He's honored in the sight of Allah. So a person who does not honor the yatim, this was the quality of the disbelievers which Allah is speaking about. وَلَا تَحَاضُّونَ عَلَىٰ طَعَامِ الْمِسْكِينَ. And they will not encourage one another in the giving of food to the poor people. وَتَأْكُلُونَ التُّرَاثَ أَكْلًا لَمًّا. And they would devour the inheritance with a sweeping gulp. أَكْلًا لَمًّا. In one shot, when the inheritance would come, then they would not distribute the inheritance correctly and properly, and the way that the share is supposed to be distributed according to the ruling of Quran and the decision of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They would usurp the rights, especially the usurping of the rights of the orphans and the widows and the girls that were involved in it. So وَتَأْكُلُونَ التُّرَاثَ أَكْلًا لَمًّا وَتُحِبُّونَ الْمَالَ حُبًّا جَمًّا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says another quality of theirs, which was an evil trait inside these people, وَتُحِبُّونَ الْمَالِ. They had a love for wealth, but not just a regular love for wealth. Allah says, حُبًّا جَمًّا. An excessive love for wealth, which penetrated into the recesses of their hearts, which was difficult for them to come on the obedience of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This excessive love for the wealth made them go in the wrong direction. So Allah speaks of a few evil qualities, and these qualities should not be in the qualities of a believer. It should be, these are not the qualities that should be in the life of a mu'min. These, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say, are qualities of disbelievers. And if the person should try and stay away from these evil qualities. If a person stays away, he has good qualities in his life, and even if he does not have money, he does not have things of this world, he is not disgraced in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. May Allah give us the tawfiq of understanding. Jazakumullah khair. Subhanallah, bihamdi.